Yo, what's going on, guys? Dijk Talks About. We're back again with another video. Hope everyone is doing well. Please do hit that like button, hit that subscribe button on today's video. Vibes from the six. We're going to be talking about the Premier League weekend. We're going to be talking about Real Madrid, Arsenal beating Real Madrid, Tottenham winning their game in the Europa League, Manchester United with one of the best comebacks this season, Virgil van Dijk signing his contract, plus more. But before we go any further, shout out to everybody watching right now. I just got some news about Zubimendi to Arsenal. And it is interesting news. So just in earlier today, around 3 p.m., we got the news that Zubimendi is prioritizing a move to Real Madrid over a move to Arsenal. At this point, the Zubimendi saga is questionable. And this guy is a guy who's volatile with his decision-making. He's shown that he'll say yes to a team, say no to a team, say yes to a team, say no to a team. And he just does this all the time. So I really don't think Zubimendi to Arsenal, I don't know what he's going to do. This guy is so bipolar with his decision-making that he could end up being an Arsenal player. He could end up being a Real Madrid player. He could end up staying at his current club. We will never know until the friggin' window opens up. And honestly, don't get yourselves too caught up and attached to a signing because you never know what could happen. Today it could be Zubimendi's 100% going to Real Madrid. Tomorrow it could be he's 100% joining Arsenal. The next day it could be 100% he's going to another location. We don't know what he's going to do. We don't know what he's going to do. One thing we do know, he is volatile with his decision making, and we gotta be very understanding that there's going to be twists and turns in this whole Zubimendi thing. I've never said it's 100% that Zubimendi will be joining Arsenal, but I have been expecting him to be one of the players we bring in this window. If we don't get Zubimendi, I don't know what our options are in the midfield. What are we going to do? Some people saying the option should be to keep Partey for at least one more year, but I don't know why the club is not doing it. Maybe it's for non-footballing reasons. Could that be the situation? Could that be the reason? We'll have to wait and see. But he'll go to Madrid. Remember, Jesus Navas and all these other things. Yeah, I know, man. I know. But yeah, that's enough about that. We'll talk about that another day on an Arsenal stream. This is not an Arsenal stream. First, let's bring Ahmed in the building as the rest of the panels get ready to join. Ahmed, what are you saying, man? How you doing?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
Barely, bro. Your mic is down. Speak again. Your mic is not on. Your mic is not on, bro.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear now.
Yeah, what are you saying, man? Are you good?
Yeah, bro, I'm good. I'm just trying to message these panelists. But yo, what'd you think of yesterday's game? Damn. Like I was gonna talk to everybody in the panel about it. But unbelievable comeback by Man United, bro. We might as well start there.
Yeah, 100%, man. Listen,
Bruno proved you wrong.
Sorry?
Bruno proved you wrong.
Nah. Bruno didn't prove me wrong. But let me tell you something about that game, right? As a comeback, the comeback itself, yeah, big up by the way. The comeback itself, sorry. If you're looking at a scoreline, it looks crazy. Like the way how we came back from losing 2-0, and then obviously we won it. But if you put emotions aside, yeah, we were losing 2-0 to Lyon with 10 men. And like as good as the scoreline looked, there was a lot of like red flags in that game, like how we didn't like just go for it because Lyon were there to be got at. They created some good chances themselves with Cherki. Cherki had a really good performance. We created some opportunities. Garnacho had a 1v1. I actually thought, yeah, overall, it was quite an even game. Like similar, both teams created a good amount of opportunity. Casemiro, I just want to shout him out, yeah, because he's one player who's been getting a lot of criticism lately, saying he's finished. We need to ship him to Saudi, and he's not good enough anymore. Casemiro for the past 1 to 2 months has been our best player. So yeah.
Talk to me about Harry Maguire getting a goal, Bruno, Kobe Mainu, your boy Diego Dalot doing his thing.
That's my guy, Dalot, yeah. Dalot, you know what it is with Dalot, yeah? He's another player who gets a lot of criticism because he's playing in a formation where he's essentially a fullback, but he's playing as a wing back, right? So they're predominantly asked to go more forward, start attacking a lot more often. Whereas with Dalot, yeah, he's never played as a wing back. But for the past month or two, he's been very consistent. A great goal from him. He bodied Tagliafico. There was a ball that he actually passed to Bruno, and then Bruno almost scored a really good goal. You know, when he slipped and hit the crossbar, like that Dalot pass was very good. And who else? Højlund was okay. I mean, Højlund was okay. He didn't really he was dropping deep here and there. But yeah, that Garnacho, the amount of chances that this guy was in transition. There was one opportunity where he could have slid Højlund, and he just ran past. He ran through the right hand side. There was a 1v1 that I explained earlier where he should have bagged. So yeah, Euro. I just want to say, Thierry Henry. I want him to analyze that game. I want Thierry Henry, like what he was doing before on Sky Sports, to go analyze Euro's performance, because he had.
Why are you guys so triggered by Henry, man?
No, because you know what it is. I'm someone who I don't mind pundits criticizing plays, but you see with Thierry Henry what he was doing, the way how he was moving his body, and he was like, "Oh, I've never seen that before in my life," and he was saying, "Oh, this player, this player, that." That goal was a collection of mistakes. So trying to say, "Oh, what is Euro doing looking at the linesman?" I've never seen that before. Every centre back looks at the linesman when a goal has gone in if they think it's offside or something has happened.
Bro, you just don't like that it's Thierry Henry doing that.
I actually like Thierry.
The only reason you're being protected because it is Thierry Henry. Come on,
Jamie Carragher.
Listen, as soon as Ahmed mentioned Thierry Henry, why do you get so defensive? Right?
No,
same argument.
Because Jamie Carragher did way worse, and I seen Man United fans taking a little bit too far. This is the first time they've seen a pundit actually making fun of one of their players. We have Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea. Every club has had Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher making fun of all their players. It's just Man United have somehow been off touch.
But you know what it is.
Man United have had so much criticism over the last few years. That 15th, of course, they've had criticism.
But you know what's mad as well? Jamie Carragher, people think it's all about Thierry Henry. Jamie Carragher is another one. Don't think I forgot what he said about Casemiro. Leave the football before it leaves you. This season, don't think I forgot about that Scouser as well, that fraud. Carragher is Carragher is another one who's a fraud. Casemiro has been arguably our most consistent midfielder throughout the whole season. And if you look at the goals that we scored, he won the penalty. Bearing in mind, he won the penalty. When Kobe scored that quality goal, it was actually Casemiro that actually passed it to him and was linking up. That was Casemiro contribution right there. And the one that Maguire scored, who crossed it into him? Casemiro. He was involved in 3 of the goals, and he's a big game player. So when people say that he's finished, he's got so much to give in the game, and he's been amazing. That is a world-class performance from a world-class player.
I don't think he's world-class anymore.
He is world-class.
Are we still saying Casemiro in 2025 is world class?
It can be 2027 or 2028. He's still a world class player. Still a world class player. You don't do what you've done not to be world class. Quality player.
I think world class is where you rank amongst your peers, and amongst his peers, he doesn't rank in the top 10 right now.
I look at CDMs. I look at CDMs right now, barring maybe Caicedo. Yeah, I don't see that much, bro. Honestly,
you don't think Rodri, Partey, Rice, friggin' Bruno G, Tonali, Liverpool with Gravenberch.
Tonali's not world class.
Oh, they're all better than Casemiro in 2025.
Rodri maybe.
Even the youth at Brighton is better. The guy, they just are, bro.
The only one that you can arguably make a case for is Rodri. The rest, no chance.
You're saying Declan Rice and Partey are not better than Casemiro in 2025?
No. Not in God's earth. Not on God's green earth are they better than him. Not in God's green earth. Not in God's green earth.
He said Bruno G, Tonali, Ryan Gravenberch, Partey, and Rice are not better than Casemiro.
Declan Rice and Thomas Partey.
I don't think Casemiro is even better than Wharton. Adam Wharton, 2025.
Yeah, but Hamza's there to
Wharton.
I can't believe we're having a Casemiro debate in 2025.
It's bad.
How's it crazy though? How's it crazy? Like, do you guys actually watch bro? Like every single game.
Declan Rice and Partey are way above it.
The only reason why Hamza, yeah, I can guarantee you, the reason why Rice has snuck himself into this is because of the free kicks. You wouldn't be saying this here if it wasn't for the free kicks.
But he had
That's not a fact. That's not a fact.
True.
Rice is still considered.
He's still one of the best.
one of the best.
It's not.
Fuck that. You're saying Liverpool who won the league. You think
No,
Casemiro's
Casemiro's not better than Rice.
You think
No,
Casemiro gets into Liverpool's team?
Of course he gets into that Liverpool.
I think I can name 10 players.
Of course he does.
One second.
I can name 10 midfielders.
Guys, stop right here.
Wow.
Stop right here. Does Casemiro get into Man City's midfield?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No chance.
Does Casemiro get into your midfield specs at Newcastle?
Brother, not with an inch, bro. You can't get that.
Rack. Does Casemiro get
killed
into
him
your
4-1,
midfield at
is it?
Liverpool? Rack.
But you know what's mad?
One second. There's one more. Rack. Does Casemiro get into your midfield?
Maybe sometimes. Let's be real. He's not a dead player completely. Sometimes he will play for sure.
He's definitely got better like this season than last season.
I'm talking about your best midfield. Does he get into?
Does he start for you, Rax?
Depends how you want to play.
Why?
Depends how you want to play.
Why do you sit on the fence?
Rax is objective.
I'm
That's
not.
why. Rax is objective.
Listen, Miguel, you lost your head because the man mentioned Thierry Henry's name. He hadn't even finished saying the E part in Henry, and you already on it.
Maybe it's because I didn't eat today. But
No, but if we break down, let's just say one thing. If we break down Casemiro's game, he's a threat in the box. His passing's really solid as well. His interceptions are really good. His reading of the game is solid. He's physically.
Is he better than Baleba?
He's not better than Tonali, though, bro. Let's not do that.
Is he better than Baleba?
Let's not do that.
Baleba.
Listen, the only reason why you're saying it as a Newcastle fan is because Newcastle as a whole are on form. Every player is on form.
Nothing to do with that, bro. It's what he does.
We're talking about quality-wise, yeah.
Yeah.
Casemiro is in a worse team. He's in a United team that is completely off form, losing non-stop. Casemiro, the quality, gets into most teams. Facts.
Is he better than Baleba?
He's surrounded by bombs, though.
Exactly. So if a player is playing bad and who's a quality player, you can't just say, "Oh, he's rubbish," because the rest of the team is not doing well.
Is he better than Baleba at Brighton? Baleba.
Bro, I don't know who. Listen, I don't know who Baleba is.
You do, bro. You do not.
Carlos Baleba.
Baleba cooked him home and away.
I don't know.
You're going to change his mind away. He's Casemiro all the way.
Guys, let's bring it back. Now that Ruben Amorim has gotten Manchester United to a semi-final, do you think they're going to give him a little bit more of a leash? Because Man United fans like yourself want him sacked.
Facts.
Yeah, but even if he got knocked out, bro, I think he'll still be there next season anyway. For now,
I think he's staying. He's staying no matter what.
He'll still be there anyway, bro.
I think Man United can't sack him because he told them I don't want to come until the end of the season, and then they convinced him to come in early. And now if they were to sack him before the end of the season,
he looks bad
in the face.
Yeah, they're not gonna sack him. I believe. Yeah, he came in with leaving that Sporting Lisbon job, and I'm sorry, a lot of United fans are saying, but I don't think these owners have an aim to sack him because there's not any other option. Who do you get? And they can't just sack it after 8 months. It shows that the structure is still wrong. It will prove that Radcliffe is still a crap owner. The structure is still bad. They don't know what they're doing. So to me, United, no matter whether they finish 16th, 15th, and they don't even win Europa League, he will stay no matter what.
You guys, I for the sake of the show, I wanted to move on. But before we go any further, do you guys have any other topics on Man United before we move on?
No,
man, we're going to talk about.
I think what Ahmed said about the result. Of course, for the people who want to look at it with rose-tinted spectacles, the finish was objectively, I'm being objective, spectacular. It reminded me a little bit of the finish that we had against Borussia Dortmund when we played in the Europa League. I know our first season under Klopp. Obviously, I don't think Lyon's necessarily at that level, but you can't, as a fan, you can't help but feel amazed by that feeling. But when you look at the performance overall objectively, Lyon were down to 10 men. Lyon equalised to make it 2-2, went 3-2 ahead, and went 4-2 ahead, down to 10 men away from home.
Yeah,
like
that was poor.
So there's a long way to go. This United team, I actually think the United team is getting worse. But I also think it's kind of it's politically difficult to sack Amorim after this because it brings your own deficiencies to the front even more.
For this game, though,
game, Martin said, "Hamza, sing with me, Morgan Gibbs-White."
Yo, he's not. He's not coming. He's not coming. If he, bro, the Sam Morgan Gibbs-White thing has upset me.
I wouldn't even go anyway, bro. You should have stayed where he's at.
Oh, we're talking about Man United.
Let's
No,
not talk about it.
we're gonna talk about that when we get there.
Well, please, let's not talk about it. My head.
By the way, guys, do you guys think Man United can beat Atletico Bilbao?
Bro,
No chance.
you know what it is, bro? See Man United, bro, bruv. Well, first, for that game in particular, just for that game, I'll give credit when credit's due. As I don't support Man United, obviously. I'm just a neutral in it. Like, even people say, oh, they had 10 men, though. But I'm like, no. To show that fight under that pressure, some fans leaving. Look, no matter how shit Man United are, bro, the shirt is always going to be heavy, bro. Do you get what I'm saying? It's still Manchester United. The name still holds weight. I'll give the players credit. Because they could have easily crumbled, bro. But they never. Some people don't agree. I give them credit for coming back. 10 men or no 10 men. To come back under that pressure, trust me, bro. I'll give them credit. Do you get what I'm saying?
It also shows you as well, yeah.
Mm.
It also shows you that, you know how people say, oh, the reason why we're so low in the table is because we don't have the quality of players. It shows you, yeah, that the quality is there, despite some players that I don't particularly rate. It shows that if you actually structure your team really well, similar to how Slot has done with Liverpool, similar to how Arteta has done with Arsenal, similar to how Eddie Howe has done it with Newcastle, yeah, the quality of players that we have right there individually is up there should be winning the Europa League and should be a lot higher in the Premier League. It should be doing
better in the league. I agree with that.
I think you've gotten worse since Ten Hag left, and it's down to,
I agree with that.
And it's down to the system change and trying to learn it. That's been a big part of why you guys.
You can also say that Ten Hag he's also left us in this mess by his recruitment. So
I know, but the main reason why you guys are not having a manager bounce, I would say, is because it's very difficult to learn a system and to play it at the right level. You're being asked a lot to learn a whole new system mid-season. And most times when managers come in, they don't come in and change the whole system right away. Sometimes they gradually do it.
It's a combination of a lot of things, right? It's a combination that United showed moments of the weak mental fragility last season as well, or in recent seasons. So it's just a combination of different things. And yeah, you know, they still may go on and win the trophy. They still may go on and win the trophy, but it's going to be difficult.
We're going to talk about the Europa League still, but there has been a report that Ange Postecoglou could leave Tottenham despite going to a semi-final, and even if they were to win, he could still leave the club. Do you guys think that's the wrong decision?
I think he's gonna. No.
What if they win a trophy?
If he wins them the Europa League, he still might leave.
It'd be quite funny if the manager who wins you a trophy after 20-something years is like, this place ain't good enough for
and
me.
The Champions League. Crazy, isn't it?
I think he should still leave it.
I can't. I don't think they can carry on.
No,
like
the fans and Ange are basically at this point butting heads every game.
They can't carry on like this, bro. I don't see it getting any better.
And it's the match-going fans traveling home and away too. It's not just they are so sick of him because of the performance in the league. And bro, let's be real. They're in 16th.
They could finish 17th now. Put all the eggs in one basket. Some Spurs fans say, you know what, I'll finish 4th from bottom and win the Europa. But it's still crazy though. And
then look at what do you call it? The squad that they have. You can't tell me the squad that they have is the 3rd or 4th worst squad in the league.
Nah, they should be doing better than that. That's why I think it's kind of criminal. No shade to my Man United brother there, but I think it's criminal if Man United or Tottenham getting the Champions League in this way. When you got teams like Newcastle and the Villas and the Forest trying so hard to push, and then they can
wait. You know, one second. You know, if you know what happens, right? There's going to be 6 teams in the Champions League or 5.
I was thinking that. Yeah, but I think that's correct.
The Europa League winner is separate from the league, bro. So if they win the Europa League, the 5 teams still get into the Champions League.
Yeah.
So I think 6 teams from England will be in the Champions League next year if either Man United or Spurs win the Europa League.
Shit.
But bringing it back to Ange, should Ange still be sacked for having Tottenham currently?
Yeah, fact. Yes.
Currently,
not morally.
Listen to this. Currently, they are 15th. They've lost 17 games. They've conceded the 5th worst in the league, the amount of goals that they've conceded.
It should not be sacked.
Only the relegation teams and the 2 teams below them, Wolves and West Ham, have conceded more goals than them this season.
Can I say, the thing is, you have to look at his approach. Like last year at Chelsea, he kept playing this high line and, you know, he plays this kind of, and he doesn't learn from his mistakes. The thing is, Tottenham Football Club shouldn't be there. I know the owners are the biggest problem because the owners sacked Mourinho, they sacked Conte. These guys are winners. They've won everything at every football club they've gone to. These are special managers. So if they couldn't do it, Ange ain't gonna do it. It comes to an issue that the owners are not good, but is Ange good enough to manage that team? No.
Bro, do you know
There's
who?
no doubt
but
about it. They should.
It
You
comes
know-
at the
you
different.
know
There's a
Any other
difference, though.
manager,
There's a
with
difference.
those
There's a
players,
difference.
they shouldn't be there.
Yeah, I was about
They
to
should be
say
below
that.
Crystal Palace.
Rack, I was about to say that the Champions League teams don't drop down anymore.
Yeah, but besides the point, right? Look, if Spurs win, if you ask Spurs fans at the start of this season, what is the main thing you want?
Trophy.
They will say a trophy.
Facts.
If he gets them the Europa League, get them and regardless of all that, if he gets them the Europa League, they can't complain. It's like the season when West Ham won the Conference League, right?
Yeah.
People were saying, "Oh yeah, Moyes should be sacked" and all this kind of stuff, and because they finished low in the table, But West Ham fans have not seen a trophy. I've got friends. I live in East London. I've got friends who are West Ham fans. They haven't seen a trophy in their lifetime. They were partying and celebrating, going crazy.
Yeah.
Newcastle this season. At the start of the season, okay. If I said to you, you know what, Newcastle finished 18th, but you win the Carabao Cup. Am I wrong in saying you take it?
I think if you go
Not
to
for
a
me,
Spurs
not for
fan,
me.
Not for you.
I
Not for
think if
you.
you go to a
Because
Spurs
it's a
fan,
trophy, right?
I'm with you what you're saying. I know where you're
bro,
going. I hear what
I
you're
think
saying.
if you go to a Spurs fan today and you say to them, you win a trophy, you get Champions League football, but your league
That's
campaign,
different.
you're 15th, they're going to be happy.
For this
I don't
season,
think happy. I think
for this
they're-
season.
If
They'll be
Spurs win
forgiven.
Europa League and they finish 15th, I don't think they're going to give a shit that they finish 15th.
Yeah, Spurs aren't really they're not really cut out to be winning Europa League like that. I don't think so, man. Like, I
But okay, so who's going to win the Europa League? And
the
welcome,
winner of
guys.
United
I
or
think
Bilbao is
anyone
going
can
to
win
win
it,
it.
bro. I think
Look at
anyone-
this.
anyone
This
can win it.
is the road, guys. By the way, Bodo Glimt beat Lazio.
Don't sleep on them. Don't sleep on
Bodo
them, bro.
Glimt beat Lazio. So if
Where are they
Spurs
from?
lose,
Are they from Norway?
if Spurs lose to Bodo
knows where
Glimt,
they're
I'll
from.
be shocked. But these are the 4 teams remaining: Atletico Bilbao, Man United, Spurs, and Bodo Glimt. We could have an all-English final. Imagine that. Spurs
Yeah,
and Man
but, like,
United in the
Or
final.
not.
And
Or not.
it's at Bilbao Stadium. It's at Bilbao
Yes.
Stadium.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah. The finals
So
at
they're
Bilbao.
on it, bro. They're on
So
it.
Nico Williams, the Williams brothers are there, is it?
If either Spurs or Man United get
Only
to
one
the
of them.
final,
You want
I would
United.
expect them to really go out and win this competition. Like, I don't think Spurs should be losing to Bodo Glimt.
Don't sleep on the gal. Don't
The
sleep
biggest,
on them, bro.
the biggest
And-
club in this competition is United. They're winning this.
Hey,
Don't
no.
sleep on
Who
Bodo,
do you
man.
support between
They're
Man
not
United
mugs.
and Tottenham in that final?
Man United.
Okay.
United are expected to win this.
We should be winning this 100%.
Really and
Yeah.
truly, Man
the
United
Germany.
have had a tougher route. They've had to beat Real Sociedad, Lyon, and now they're about to beat Atletico Bilbao. Tottenham, on the other hand, you could say that they've had an easier route. AZ, Alkmaar, friggin' Frankfurt.
Frankfurt, a good team.
Frankfurt, they didn't show much threat throughout the 90s.
Frankfurt is a good team.
All I'm saying, all I'm saying.
Also, that Ekitike guy, if you're trying to buy him rack for Liverpool, he's not ready. I'm telling you right now. From what I watched over the 2 legs, he's
Rack
not
doesn't
ready.
care.
Bro, he's ready. Put me in a decent.
Rack doesn't
He's
care whether
ready,
they're
bro.
ready or not. He'll buy them.
If
No, but-
Rack signs, if Liverpool sign him, I'm telling you, he's another
Listen,
project.
All I'm saying,
he's ready to go, bro.
I trust my transfer experts over the
They're very good. He's very
knowledge
good.
of Real.
You trust
He's ready.
him over my eye test. Big mistake.
FSV scouting is probably one of the
Big
biggest
mistake.
problems.
Yeah, big mistake. You were twerking for the man from Newcastle 2 weeks ago. All of a sudden now Gyökeres is the king.
Bro, all I'm saying-
Isak's the best striker in the league, bro.
Yeah. But now all of a I've only lost time you mentioned Isaac. Now you're talking about Gyökeres every weekend.
Because they know Isaac's going Champions League next season, bro.
but-
They'll
I mean,
come out like-
Regardless, Newcastle have Champions League football. That kind of hurt Vader. I forgot about Holland for a second. Holland's still up there, but
We got Vega.
Yeah, I don't get triggered. I know the quality I got over here.
Isak's having the best season this season out of all
Isaac's
the
the GOAT, bro.
Yeah. Forget about Holland.
All right, let's bring it back though. Do you guys think either Spurs or Man United will win the Europa League? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Man United,
Which one?
Athletic, man, for me, man.
Athletic.
Squeeze it.
I
I think it's
want
Atletico
Athletic.
Bilbao.
I want Atletico Bilbao to win it also.
I think Bilbao win
I
it.
don't care who wins
Nah,
it.
nah.
Yo,
I think-
by the way,
Spurs, man.
final point on
Do it
this
for North
topic.
London.
If Ruben
for North
Amorim,
London.
if Ruben Amorim lifts the Europa League, Ahmed, are you Ruben Amorim in at that point?
He should still go out, even if he wins
Yeah.
the Europa League.
Wow.
Look at the standard of Man
Ahmed's
United
ruthless.
fans. Look
Even
at
Not
if-
Mourinho.
Even if he wins the Europa League, bro, like I wanted Ten Hag out after the FA Cup, after beating City. So him winning it is the bare minimum for me. Bare
Wow.
minimum.
That's the standard of Man United, go. That's the standard.
Nah, Hamza, you're gaslighting. You're gaslighting.
No, wallahi,
Okay,
that's the standard of United fans.
And wallahi, I'm being serious as
Okay,
well.
plus.
He's not
All right.
gaslighting.
If we're gonna talk about standards, let's talk about my team showing standards to everybody else in England. what
Oh,
it takes to
gosh.
beat Real Madrid.
Really?
Okay,
Oh
yeah.
my
Before we do
God.
that, of the European competitions, it's expectations for Chelsea to win. It's expectations for United to win based off of who's remaining. And in all fairness, I mean, I'm giving you kind of like a
Arsenal.
free hit. You're not the favorites. Inter was in the finals 2 years ago versus City. They've been sniffing around this the longest. I kind of give them the edge, but based off of how you're playing, taking out Real Madrid, you're up there. But this is Inter's to
You
lose.
expect us to beat PSG?
Both of you don't quite have that heritage. But
It's gonna be a good game.
of both clubs, you've been in it and you've been at that
PSG have got
level.
a young team, yeah. PSG
Yeah,
have got-
so
yeah,
I would say you
yeah.
got the advantage over PSG.
We're gonna put you under pressure.
You know
You
what,
think
guys?
so?
Guys,
The
you know what?
advantage.
You know why Hamza's here
Wanna
today,
go
guys?
that far?
You know why Hamza's here today, guys?
Why?
Hamza's here today to apologize for the outrageous takes that he was saying leading up to the Real Madrid game, saying forget about it, Arsenal's not going to win, going crazy. So Hamza, Arsenal beat Real Madrid.
Whoa, why?
Hamza, Arsenal beat Real Madrid. Now that they've done that, you can honestly sit back and be like, you know what, they impressed you, right?
I think the thing is, this is the worst Madrid side I've seen in the last 10 years. I'll say that. I never thought Fran would play left back. I never thought Alaba, who's been injured for 3 years, would come in at the age of 34, played left back. They're missing Asensio. They're missing what's that? They played Asensio. They're missing what's the name? Militao. They're missing Mendy. This guy's missing Kamavic. They missed that. This is the same team that lost to Valencia, struggled to Getafe, lost 4-0 to Barcelona. Beat Barcelona, beat them 5-2.
Stop.
I think Barcelona beat them 9-2 or something.
1 second. Why'd you say this the other day?
Them days when you don't compete, as a FIFA, you got it today. You're like, yep, yeah, I'm enjoying the game today. I had a great day. Remontada day, huh?
I said remontada against Crystal Palace, man.
I want to report a crime.
You want to report a crime?
Yeah.
Call the police.
Let me report a crime. Arsenal drew.
Okay, I don't watch football.
You don't watch football,
No, sir.
but that's a big thing.
What,
They're
football?
arrogant fans. Don't forget it.
Everyone to themselves.
They're arrogant fans. Don't forget it. Yeah, I want you to not support them.
Hamza is the greatest, man. Hamza is the greatest.
Where's the other one? The Remontada one. Where is it?
Is that your bookmarks? Is that your bookmarks?
You know what? I
Is
have
that
a
your
bunch of
bookmarks?
No, I think
videos
he's
of
on
Hamza doing the
Hamza's
madness.
page.
I have a bunch of videos of Hamza doing the madness. But the Remontada one, Hamza, in one breath, you're saying this is the worst Real Madrid. In the other breath, you're saying they're going to beat us 5-1 in the second leg. You can't pick and choose when you want to run your agendas. Hamza, on a real for once, just be like, yo, fair play.
Listen, first, big up Arteta. Listen, if you didn't pick up that phone call from Pep Guardiola, I think things. No, he said it. He said he needed the advice anyway. So, listen, respect to that. Listen, mutual respect. Listen, I hate the fact that Pep Guardiola picked up that phone. He should have picked up that phone if that's me, Pep Guardiola, or live hanging out. Listen, I've had the worst 2 days of my life. Like United winning to Lyon and then Arsenal beating Real Madrid. I've woken up depressed. I'm walking to work like, bro, this can't happen. Madrid let me down. You're the Bernabeu. You talk with chest. You're saying before the game, gaslighting us before the game. Oh, Vinicius tweeting, I'll see you at 9 o'clock. Rodrigo doing that prayer. His father's praying when the Real Madrid bus is passing. This guy's telling us to translate some Spanish words about, we'll see, it's a long game at 90 minutes at Real Madrid. they're tweeting every 1 minute. Vinicius saying that we'll see the best of him this season. 10 times harder after losing the what's the name? The Ballon d'Or. I think it's difficult. It's sad. It's very sad for me. I think you can see. Sorry, you can see that for me it's very difficult. I can't believe that they beat. I don't know what to say, man. I'm lost for words, man. I'm lost for words. Sorry.
All right, let me show you one more thing. By the way, Hamza, what happened here?
Sorry, I had to cover my face, man.
That was a lucky free kick.
Silly boy.
And he ain't gonna do it now because it's a fault. Watch.
Stay up, boy. Not Declan twice. Stay humble. Humble. Stay.
No
stay.
way.
Humble. Stay humble. It's your stay. Stay humble. Humble. Humble.
Hamza. I love Hamza. I love Hamza.
Oh,
I love Hamza.
I never knew you had it in you, bro.
Hamza,
I never knew you had it in you, bro.
You started this war. Wallahi, you started this war. Don't forget that.
My man was
You started
skanking,
this
you know.
war. Man, you know he said before Declan Rice.
Hamza needed a hip replacement after that.
Oh my god. Humble. Eh? Anyways, guys, do you think we could beat PSG? Ahmed, what do you think?
You're not beating PSG. Yeah, you're not beating PSG. And the reason why I say that you're not going to beat
Say it again.
Arsenal.
Ahmed, don't do this, please.
Listen, I'll put
What
my
is this?
chest out.
Inception? Why
No.
are you
Listen.
warning it?
Wait, hold on. Before you Ahmed, what was your last
Don't say
prediction?
anything, man. Just say.
Matt, listen, I did two predictions. Yeah, I said PSG have a 60% chance of beating Liverpool. I got that one right. The Madrid one, listen, I didn't get that one correct. Third time lucky, PSG will beat Arsenal. They will beat them over the course of 2 months.
Why are they better than us?
And I'll tell you why they're better than you. Yeah, right. Unlike Madrid, PSG aren't going to rely on moments. Why? Because they dominate the ball in possession. Right. Right. They're more balanced in the attack. Firstly, they don't have three left wingers occupying the same space.
And the
midfield as well.
Jeez.
If you look at the midfield, Vitinha, Fabian Ruiz, what's the other guy? What's the other Donny called? João Neves. They're all quality on the ball. They're all going to press you like mad dogs, and they're not going to give you a sniff. And if you look at their fullbacks, Hakimi and Nuno Mendes, they're going to be very different. You just saw Nuno Mendes pocket Salah, and you've seen Nuno Mendes come across the Aston Villa. Yeah, he called PSG kind of crumbled when Aston Villa was sticking it on them, but still, they just beat two solid Premier League teams in Villa and Liverpool. They've got a better manager. They've got better players. Better as a team. They've just went unbeaten in their league. Not unbeaten. They've won their league really early. Yeah, bro. Like PSG are just more fluid.
Guys, doesn't his logic also apply to everything Arsenal just did versus Real Madrid?
But I said they don't rely on moments. Madrid.
We don't rely on moments.
No, I'm saying Madrid rely on moments.
Bro, we've beaten.
I said unlike Madrid.
Okay. We've shown that we're a better defensive team than PSG in this competition. We've also shown we're a better offensive team than Real Madrid in this competition. We've also shown that we can slow down attacking sides, play without the ball, and let teams have possession and still win games. There's many different ways to win a game. And if PSG are semi one-dimensional based on what I can see from how I view them, I think
they're not one-dimensional.
Whoa.
Slow down, man.
I don't think PSG is going to come. I don't think PSG.
Let Rack speak on this, Igal.
I don't think PSG is going to change the way they play to come to Arsenal, where Arsenal will acclimatize to how PSG play.
Have you seen PSG on the counter attack as well? As much as they do
and with the fullbacks.
Bro. Have you not seen Vinny and Mbappe?
Madrid ain't PSG. Not at this moment in time. Like right now, bro. I think people are getting a bit gassed. I said they're going to beat Madrid. I said on all my pods, people laughed at me because I said this Madrid team at the moment plays and the way they just put in place in different positions and stuff. And Valverde is playing in defense.
They lost to Valencia and all that.
But PSG, but PSG, I was saying, they haven't had that. You saw against Villa, but that's towards the end of the game. They got a bit nervy, but they got through over the line.
And Villa dangerous side. Villa for quick players.
I'm not saying Arsenal can't beat PSG. I'm not going to say PSG can't beat Arsenal, but I'm just saying. Even as a fans, don't walk into this game bringing that Real Madrid win into that.
On the
thing to-
counter attack,
different
Arsenal
thing, bro.
aren't as good as Villa.
It's a different thing, huh?
On the counter attack specifically, Arsenal aren't as good as Villa on the counter attack.
But we're not going to
I
be.
think they're both
But we're
good
not going to
teams.
be. But we're not going to be as scared as Villa were in the first game.
I think
That
they're
is
both good
true.
teams.
That is true. That this game.
And
will
we're
be-
much better defensively than Villa.
Yeah.
You got
You
for a
go.
second. Let's defer. Let's defer to Rax, 6-time UCL winner. He's faced PSG. Let him kind of give his take on
I
your
faced
chances.
PSG and beat them.
Yeah, but without
true.
But they
them
didn't have
Villa.
Kvaratskhelia.
You're not a
they didn't have
6-time
Dembele,
UCL
they
winner.
didn't have
Let me hear
Doué.
from an experienced
They had
man.
like 3 players. The key, the 3 key players were missing. Dembele,
All
Kvaratskhelia,
right. You guys, I need to pray,
and
guys.
Doué was
You
missing.
can take over for a couple minutes as I go pray.
Yeah.
All right.
I think Arsenal are a great side, yeah. Arsenal, to beat Arsenal, think about it. Newcastle beat them, yeah. Villa beat them.
We beat
West
them.
Ham beat them. Brentford drew to them. Everton drew to them. And you can see, it's not hard to frustrate them.
Yeah.
All you need to do against this Arsenal side is you need quick players and players on transition who can play different part of position. So you got Kvaratskhelia coming into midfield, Kvaratskhelia going as an attacking forward, Dembele coming in, Doué going on the left. That's the key to be Arsenal.
Put the intensity on them. I hear you, bro. I hear you. And that's
Yeah,
what
you can't play, and that's the only way. You have to, and you have
Don't
to
be
have
pragmatic
quick
against
attacking
Arsenal.
players. Yeah, you
Exactly.
can't just sit back and say, "Let me attack them all." Vinicius is just going to attack one wing, and Mbappe drops back. You have to attack them from all forces because Kizia has to come out that position. Miles Kelly, he can get cooked.
Dembele will cook him.
Dembele is
Defensively, I hear you.
very, and he can shoot more
Defensively,
feet.
yeah.
He can shoot left and right, so he can turn him in. And the thing is, they have to be very careful, PSG. But Arsenal, they're great, and they're missing Thomas Partey. Who's going to play that defensive position for them at Emirates? Who's going to play that position? Is
To be honest,
Jorginho?
Arsenal don't really rely on individuals when it comes to defending. They defend
No,
as
but
a team. Anyway.
Partey's key. Partey's key for them.
Yeah, he's key. He is key. He's their best midfielder. That I agree with.
And I think Declan Rice was on a yellow to get suspended.
Is that correct?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, but I think he's okay. I think the yellow cards get scrapped now, right? Is that right?
Is it?
Oh, for the semi-final.
But Partey will still Partey will still miss his game. But I think Rice is yellow card, so I don't necessarily think he'll miss his second. Yeah, I think so. Someone was talking about that yesterday in the Europa League, so I presume it's the same in the Champions League as well. Look, from my point of view, Gal probably can't hear me. PSG is the best team that we've played this season by a considerable margin.
Mm-hmm.
And they deserve to go through against us. So I don't think anybody should be complacent about it. This is going to be a very tough game, but it will also be a tough game for PSG because Arsenal have a structure. They have very good players. Saka, the one thing I said about Saka is that I don't know how he's going to come back after a long period of injury. And Man's hit the ground running. And I like Saka, so I dislike Madrid. So when he scored that goal and Madrid fans were crying, I was quite happy about it. I think it's going to be a really good game, and I really want to see both teams play to their maximum, and then the best team will win.
That's the thing.
PSG have got weapons that can definitely hurt Arsenal, and Arsenal have weapons that can definitely hurt PSG. If you leave. Arsenal have got a very potent counter attack if they can utilize it correctly.
That's the thing.
Hakimi on Miles Kelly's side. Hakimi. Who plays on Hakimi's side? Is Dembele? Is it Dembele?
Yeah.
Okay, so Hakimi Dembele against Martinelli and Miles Kelly.
That's
that part that needs to hurt them. And Hakimi is quick. Dembele is very quick.
But that's where PSG will be kept.
Where Madrid lacked. Madrid lacked that position to hurt them.
But that's where they're going to be. That's why for me the game's going to be mad interesting. I wonder how, on Arsenal's perspective, how it's going to play out, because if, like Raka was saying, like basically, I want to see them go toe to toe, because they both can do that, and that will be interesting. Or would it be a game plan where Arteta says, you know what, they like to attack, and with their wing backs, they push up mad high, as you see, and will Arsenal do it that way and try and go on a counter attack or change it up in certain parts of the game? You know what I'm saying? So it will be interesting.
First game's at the Emirates as well. So the away game, the second game is going to be away at PSG. May make a difference.
And also, if you look at the midfield that Madrid played, in the second leg, who did Madrid play? It was Bellingham and who else?
Did Valverde play in there? I'm sure he played in there.
Did
Yeah,
you
no,
play
but
that?
they had
Tchouaméni?
Tchouaméni, yeah, Tchouaméni, that's the one.
Valverde, and Bellingham. It wasn't
Yeah, so they had
balanced.
Tchouaméni and Bellingham.
Yeah, it wasn't
No,
balanced.
none of them are controllers. None of them can control the game. All of them are literally get in the box, arrive late. Bellingham did nothing. Fabian Ruiz is going to calm the game. He's going to relax. Going to make it. He's a quality midfielder, and with Vitinha as well, with how he's been playing this season and for a long time as well for Euros too. They've got better midfield. They've got better quality all around the pitch. They've got better individual players. Arsenal are just a good team with a bunch of decent players. That's how I see it. I think their manager, in Arteta, as a manager, he's better than the quality of players that he's got at his disposal. That's how I see it. Because Enrique, you got to understand, he's been in this competition.
You think Arteta's doing more with less?
I think Arteta has overachieved in this Champions League. Yeah, with the players that he's got. I think so, yeah. Because I don't rate this squad that highly with Arsenal. I really don't rate it highly. I don't think that, bro. They just beat Madrid, with what's his name, Kiwior. What his name is, Kiwior. Sorry, yeah. And they didn't even have a number 9 that they've been saying for the longest, and just beating Madrid. So I was very surprised by that.
That's their only 2 gaps, though. If you really look at
goes
Arsenal,
both ways,
those are the only 2. Those are the 2 spots that they really have some questions about. Everywhere else, they're covered.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I just think that they're just a very organized, well-run team. Mm-hmm. I don't see any. I don't look at Arsenal's team and be like, "Oh my days, this guy's going to do something out of nothing." I generally don't see it with any of them. Like,
I think, when I look at Arsenal, I just look at it's going to be a long day to try to break them down.
Yeah, like, very well coached team.
That's the thing, especially with this knockout stage. It's going to be a long 90 minutes to try to break it down and get a goal. And if they're gonna play it out that way, and then whoever takes their chances on the second leg, so be it. And again, I think when you have 2 clubs that don't have that heritage, it is a 50-50. It is.
It's kind of funny.
Haven't
you got
No,
never.
No.
It's very interesting. You got two teams on one side of the draw have never won Champions League, and you got 2 teams in Inter and Barca, obviously, who have. So at the very least, one team with no Champions League will be in the final.
Can I say one thing?
Facts.
You guys are being extremely fair. I don't think you guys are being biased.
Not a surprise.
No agendas. I rate this. And this is why we have football conversations. Because I felt like going into the second leg, I felt like we weren't having football conversations. Everything was about remontada, Real Madrid's 15 Champions Leagues, Arsenal just going to lose. But going into the PSG tie, because they don't have the prestige of winning it, and it's kind of like they don't have that history of getting to these finals and delivering, and they have a very young team. I do think it's more people are giving Arsenal a chance, but I do think Arsenal go into this tie the favorites. I think Arsenal go into this tie the more organized defensive team. They're the better offensive team, and I think what's going to balance each other out is to see which manager can out-tactic the other.
The favorites, though.
I don't know about
in this tie. I think Arsenal are the favorites. Yeah,
you think this?
I don't think no.
We've had a much better Champions League campaign than PSG.
No, you haven't.
Why is that?
Guys, we can't ignore the group the league
finally plays.
Arsenal have been consistent all throughout this Champions League. PSG have turned it on late. I'm in agreement with Igal in terms of like the edge, the advantage should go to Arsenal with regards to some favoritism.
Don't forget,
should go to them.
Yeah, but
don't forget, Arsenal finished. Don't forget. Liverpool finished first in the group stage. PSG beat them, right? Arsenal finished second. Inter finished third.
Arsenal finished third.
Arsenal finished third. Barca finished second.
Why did you make that? Again? Why did you make that?
No, I don't know. I don't know why.
No. That's crazy. I finished third. Why was he second?
Honestly,
you made a mistake.
It was a slip of the tongue. I meant to say
Barcelona. Finishing second.
I meant to say Barcelona, Inter. I meant to say Barcelona, Inter, and Arsenal, the 3 teams that finished in the top 4, and then PSG, who beat Liverpool, finished in the top spot, are in the final. And consistency-wise, we have been much better than PSG throughout the season.
Finished second.
But that goes all out the window, though, bro.
He just said something here. That's like you said in this tie you have a better offensive team. Is that what you said?
No, they have the better offensive team. We have the better defensive side.
For me, for me, that kind of goes out of the window now. It's like this is the business end of the season. You get me? I hear what you're saying on like think about stats and that, but right now, bro, it's a different time of the season. You get what I'm saying, bro? And I don't see Arsenal as favourites. Not like to say, oh, because you're rubbish or anything. But hell no, I see you as favourites, bro.
Okay, what's more
Not as
impressive?
favourites. I said it's an even game. I said it's an even game. It's full PSG though.
What's the more impressive? What's the more impressive route to the semi-final? PSG, what they've done, obviously, has been more impressive, right? They beat Liverpool, they beat Aston Villa.
I think it's irrelevant, bro.
Right now, Arsenal beating Real Madrid, I think that gives us the confidence to say, you know what, going into this tie defensively, we're going to be much more harder than Aston Villa, and I seen a very open PSG Aston Villa game. So I have more confidence in my defense than I have PSG ripping us apart with their attack. That's all I'm saying.
No, but you see what's crazy is I've seen a few comments saying that they almost bottled it against Villa. If you look at the goals that Villa scored, even though they were sticking it on them and Donnarumma was having a good game, they scored a goal which came off Batcher chest and ended up on the other net, right? John McGinn's goal was literally, it came off one of the foot and then it dipped. So those two goals, you can't really say they opened them up here and they scored, like their defense was nowhere to be seen. So they didn't really crap themselves against Villa. Villa were just like, they had the momentum, and PSG were defending, and it was at Villa as well, and they scored two goals there. They're not going to do that against Arsenal and just let them have. They're not going to do that. Like they won 3-1. And then they was like comfortable in it. Maybe they slacked off a little bit, but against Arsenal,
up early,
you know what's going to be interesting though is also because we saw the chances that PSG were wasteful with versus Liverpool. So whether they're going to have that many chances versus Arsenal is really the thing. And I think defense travels. So at the Emirates, they're going to do their thing. But I think even going away to PSG, I would still give a slight advantage, depending on how the first leg goes, the first tie goes. But I would still give the advantage with regards to a very confident defense in Arsenal. I hear you guys. It's not major in terms of who are favorites.
I kind of hear what you're saying.
I'm leaning.
Let me ask you guys a question. Are you guys saying Inter or Barcelona are going to win if they get to the final?
I think it's PSG's cup. I think it's PSG.
I think it's very open, man. I think everyone's got a chance. Everyone's got some. I think
there's no far gap.
PSG are arguably, when they turn on, they're arguably the most aggressive team attacking wise. I think Arsenal potentially have got the best defense. Close to Inter, more or less, but I mean, I'd say Arsenal have a solid defense. The other two teams are quite well balanced. Barcelona maybe more so, but I think it's really open. I think any of the four teams can win potentially.
Oh, not that.
When it comes down to the final, if Inter or Barca in the final, more so Inter, I'm still leaning towards.
I don't want Inter winning it, bro. You know, listen, I don't want Inter winning it. Yeah, I'm big.
Why is that, Ahmed? Why is that?
40 George Mo. That is the reason why. Right, you crazy? Listen, I do shows with that guy. Yeah, I do not want to hear him say Champions League winner. Chat to me nice now. No. Listen. I don't want Inter winning it. I don't want Arsenal winning it. I said my prediction was that I believe that it's going to be a PSG versus Barcelona final. That there is a bit of bias into it because
that's what you're hoping for.
That's what I'm hoping for because it'll be more exciting.
That would be spectacular. That would be fucking spectacular.
Yeah, because I don't want to try and see. I don't want to try and see another Liverpool versus Tottenham final where Inter just like park it and then hit the car. Nah, bro. But yeah, man. With PSG, honestly, like. Even though they got better attack and Arsenal's defense is really good, you got to understand that the midfield. I don't see Arsenal's midfield winning that battle against PSG. People really
that's a great battle to watch. Yeah, that'll be a great battle to watch. The
PSG,
midfield.
Obviously, naturally, we focus on the goals on who gets the moments here. But look at the midfield: Ruiz, Vitinha, João Neves. I'm not even trying to overrate it. They're a solid combination. Like all of them have quality on the ball, and they can handle the physicality, and just how they handled it against Liverpool and Villa. So. I don't know. Logically speaking, I see PSG winning, but I don't think it's going to be a whitewash.
It could be their time, bro. It's about bloody time they win it. It could be their time.
Win it and then Mbappe loses it. I'm gonna laugh, mate.
I can imagine that. I'm gonna wait until this semi-final is over before I talk about who's winning the final. But I'm agree.
I'm sitting back. I want to hear your takes because I spoke about this for the last 4 days, and one thing I picked up from you guys, at least Ahmed, I think you rate PSG's squad more than you rate Arsenal's players.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I think PSG's individual quality and how they are coached as well is a crazy combination of both. Like people
Gal,
don't.
you think they've got better players than PSG, Arsenal?
There's no chance. No, come on, Gal.
I'm
Don't be.
gonna hear Gal
Yeah,
say
he does. Because Declan Rice and Saka
I
are world
think
class.
you'll see when I do my combined 11.
Oh,
no.
Gal-
I'm asking you now though. Just do you think you could?
Declan Rice and Saka are
alluding to-
world class, according
You think
to
Hey,
Arsenal-
him.
Veta, do you actually like believe that deep down, like banter or something? Like, do you
He does
Gal
believe
can't
it.
think that. No way.
No, Veta. Do you like?
Do I believe Declan Rice and Saka are world class?
They're not world class, bro.
I don't want to derail this show. No, I don't. But I don't want to derail the show because he got
Not even Saka though. Rice, I'm not really rating it like that. But Saka,
Saka ain't world class yet.
you're not having it.
Not yet. Close. Not yet.
Bro, he's not. Saka is not world class, and he's never gonna.
What
be.
more does he have
He
to
did
do?
it consistently though, bro. And he's
Guys,
gonna continue doing
what
it in the
more
Champions
does he have
League,
to do to be world
international
class?
What do you mean?
I'm
world
sorry.
class?
Listen, this world class thing gets thrown around way too easily. That's all I'm saying. Like, in order to be world class, here, I
Perception,
say
This is his first set. This is his first semifinals. Let's see what he does. What are you talking about?
all I'm
His first
saying.
quarterfinals in terms of actually showing up. Let's wait before we.
I think
Igal, you're too quick to give that stamp of world class. We know this. He needs to do more.
Bro, world class. Listen. Let's not.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to derail it. But world
I
class.
don't even want to. I'm not even trying to say anything.
They would have gone left to do it.
You know what?
Yeah, but Gal, I beg you ask me the question,
Right.
Gal, bro. Do you think Arsenal's got better players than PSG, bro?
Mm.
Is it yes or no?
He's gonna do the to be continued, bro.
I think they got a better. I think they got a better attack. We're better in every other position.
Oh la. No way.
You're better in midfield.
We're better defensively. We're better in the midfield, and we're better all
wow.
around.
You think you've got better midfield
What about
players
keeper?
than
You got the
them?
better keeper.
I put my 3 versus their 3, and I think we bully them and we dominate them.
No,
Bully
no,
them, you know.
Great.
Bully.
Great.
Wow.
Big statements, boy.
Or
Big statements.
if you want to sit back, we let them do their thing. But I'm not going to say too much. Rack's already saying you're talking too much shit. Anyways,
Because Igal, only 3 weeks ago, you were saying we shouldn't talk too much. We shouldn't because I remember your lot when you drew against somebody, you scored a last minute win, you scored a last minute goal and drew against somebody. And what's his name was out here saying, and you went 9 points behind Liverpool, saying, you know what, this means we're going to win the league. You say one second, you say we're going too far, let's just relax. And then the next minute, I turn around and you're over there. Like,
Right. He can't help himself.
I don't know. It's a very well poised tie. I think this is not the same PSG that you played. I said when you were off camera, PSG this season, they are by far the best team we've played.
I said it's moments, man. The season changes, bro.
But at the same time, Arsenal have weapons that can hurt PSG. Arsenal have qualities to deal with some of PSG's biggest weapons, but they do too. And this is why I think it's going to be a great semi-final. It's very finely poised. I can't say for sure.
I have a team coming.
All I know that the team that I played more recently, who played exceptionally, was PSG. So I would probably edge it to them. But I'm not ruling Arsenal out. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
And also, just one thing. I just want to say one thing real quick.
I gotta move it on. That's fine.
Yeah, as much as I rate PSG highly, there's one problem. And I know he had the great performance against Villa, is that their goalkeeper is still a bozo.
It's
still a bozo.
Donnarumma is a bozo. Yeah.
Arsenal corners, set pieces, drilling it at Donnarumma. Even the goal that Harvey Elliott scored against him, you could arguably say he should have saved it. That's their only weakness. That's what I said.
Igal, I'll also say this. I'm not going to do a madness and come and talk like a fraud and say that there's 0% chance of you guys winning versus PSG. I'm not going to do a madness like that. I think, you know what I mean? The odds?
53-40. And then
47, 50.
Oh, with the draw, and the other percentage is the draw.
But the draw is there's no draw. You either go out or you go through.
Okay,
no, the first leg. We're talking first leg racks. First leg racks.
What are we saying? What are we saying? 63%, 60% to Arsenal, 40% to PSG. What are we saying?
60% to PSG.
I can't.
Yeah. 60-40 is
to go through or just the first leg?
First leg.
I just want to know because
leg.
what's going to happen is we're going to beat PSG and then you're going to say they're a young team.
No one's going to make excuses. If you beat them, it's fair enough.
We should only talk about who's going to go through. We should only talk about who goes through. Who knows
who's got the better manager, Igal? Who's got the better manager?
Luis Enrique is the more proven manager.
No, who's got the better manager?
Luis Enrique is the more proven manager. Arteta, I think, right now is the better manager.
Okay.
Wow.
And
we'll see
over the 2 legs. We'll see over the 2 legs because Carlo Ancelotti historically is a better manager than Arteta. Arteta outcoached him over 2 legs.
He did. He did.
He also has done the same thing to many other great managers this season. If I'm not mistaken, 5-1 at the Emirates. We remember what happened there. But hey, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on, and I think it's a good time to bring in Wolfie. It's a good time to bring in Wolfie because now we're gonna talk about the top 5 race. The top 5 race needs to be discussed. And can I be honest? Wolfie,
Where's Chelsea fans? Where's Chelsea fans? Is anyone around?
Chelsea fans today.
We couldn't get anybody.
And in the top 5, right?
Chelsea fans today, they don't want to have a conversation. They're going through depression. They lost to Warsaw yesterday, and even though they're going to win the Conference League, they're kind of like nervous off the back of that poor performance yesterday. Does anybody think Chelsea's not going to get Conference League? By the way,
Chelsea aren't going to win that competition.
Possible.
Because if Chelsea don't get Conference League, and imagine they don't get Europa League this season through the league, they could be in Conference League 2 years running.
They'll get Europa League, I think.
Defending
I think they'll
champ.
get Europa League.
Nothing wrong with that.
No.
Bro, if Man United win or Spurs win the Champions League, that's going to be 6 teams from the Premier League already in there, and then you can only have 9 teams in European competitions per league.
No, that's not right, bro.
So if Chelsea also win the Conference League, yeah, they'll be fine. They'll get into Europa League. And
You could have at one stage. You could have 11. You could have 11 England teams qualifying.
have 11.
Yeah.
That's mad.
They-
But do
they
you guys
changed
think
the
they're going to
rules.
win the conference? So that's the question.
No, I think Betis win it. I think the winner of that Betis, who they got, Fiorentina.
Yeah. Do you
Whoever
guys want
wins
to
that
see?
wins it.
You guys want to see who's left in that competition?
Yeah, I haven't been paying attention to
My
that.
winger's going to cook, bro. Anthony's going to cook.
Bro,
didn't even know
the team they're facing doesn't have a badge.
But the team they're facing is called like Flo's Garden.
team
Or
they're
something.
Chelsea don't have a
facing-
shirt sponsor.
The
It's all-
team they're facing doesn't have a real badge.
Yeah, it's called Jug Garden. Man.
Oh, they're from
And come on.
Sweden. They're from Sweden. Aren't
Are
they?
they?
Jernigan. Are they?
Bro.
They're
Fuck
Swedish.
They don't have an official badge. They just have 3 colors and like initials.
Wow.
That's taking a piss.
I think they got a cool badge, in my opinion.
I've got a badge, but they just
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, you guys are saying Betis or Fiorentina, whoever gets through in the
Yeah,
final.
Betis, bro. Pellegrini's their gaffer, bro. He's a better manager than Maresca, so he's going to
And they
win.
got
that.
Anthony Ahmed, your boy Anthony.
Man,
Well,
man,
no,
You
man,
know what I was saying? You know what I was saying the other day? I was saying if West Ham got to a final of the Conference League and they won it, Chelsea have no excuse. If
Exactly,
they don't win this competition with the players that they have to their disposal,
Yeah,
I don't
they're
want
from Stockholm. They're
I
Swedish.
don't want to hear about Caicedo, Palmer, and any of these guys.
They have-
ever again.
Is this the same? These are the same guys. They have got a badge. It's got their name on it. D whatever DIF.
This.
Yeah. It's better
Yeah,
than the Cannon one, Arsenal.
Anyway,
Yeah,
That
you
looks
guys-
like
It's
a
not-
pro club's
that's not
badge on
bad.
FIFA, man.
All right.
It looks like
enough about that. Everyone's
It's
basically saying,
AI generated, but it's still a badge.
everyone's basically saying Chelsea's going to go through. But now let's talk about the top 5. And I'm not going to lie to you. I think Specs been through it this season, man. Specs, you've gone through it. Because Wolfie, you've been talking shit a lot throughout the season, and deservedly so. Your team has been playing well. Vader, he's just been saying humble this season, saying, you know what, I just want to get top 4, top 5. I'm not worried about anything else. And now it's a
Top 5 in
situation-
FA Cup. Top 5 in FA Cup.
top 5 in FA Cup. I forgot about the FA Cup. But hey, they got to beat Crystal Palace first. I'm seeing a situation where Liverpool obviously top, Arsenal second, Newcastle coming in third, and they're hot on our tail with only a 5. What is
We're
that?
gonna finish second, bro. I'll be
4
telling you
point
from
gap.
now.
4 point gap. 4 point gap.
We're gonna
You
finish
got
second.
Nottingham Forest dropping like flies, and then you got Man City, Chelsea, Aston Villa. Let's be honest, Bournemouth, Fulham, they're out of it.
Yeah, Aston Villa could creep in there. Forest have got to be careful. They need to win the next game, no doubt, because they lost the last 2 back-to-back. I think, if I'm correct, Wolfie. They need to. Wrong time of the season for them to be dropping points, but good for Newcastle.
I didn't even realise Newcastle overtook Forest.
Yeah, bro, 2
Wow.
points clear, man.
Wow.
Played midweek, innit?
Yeah, but a double game week, innit? We get from the League Cup, we had games in hand, innit? And we had to.
Now
make sure.
they're finally caught up to everybody else on 32.
Yeah, man. 6 games in a row we've won, man. Like 5 Premier
Bro.
League games. One of them was Liverpool,
Newcastle on
obviously.
fire, man. Newcastle on
You beat
fire.
West Ham, you beat Brentford, you beat Leicester, you beat Manchester United. You
Actually,
beat
cooking
Crystal
teams, bro. Cooking them.
Palace.
Big
Bro,
game against Aston Villa. Yeah,
But
cooking
then-
them, man.
but
We
then
got a
look
good
at-
game.
on the form table,
Flex.
Yeah.
You're the best team on the form table in the league.
Nah, I know this. Bro.
Yeah.
You ain't got to tell me, bro. That's good.
Specs did his homework. What are you saying? What are you saying?
All right,
Yo,
all right.
bro.
So make it simple, Specs. What's your top 5?
It's gonna be Liverpool, Newcastle, Arsenal.
Is this an order? Is this an order?
Yeah,
Specs?
in order. Yeah.
Liverpool,
Arsenal in third
It's like
place.
Arsenal. Yeah, he's like Arsenal going to finish third in a 2-horse race.
It doesn't matter.
Imagine that.
Yikes.
If you win the Champions League, who gives a shit? You can finish 10th.
Fourth place, Man City, and I think Forest will just about stay in it. People think they'll drop out. I don't think so. I think they'll just about stay in it.
All right. Wolfie, talk to me.
Yo.
Are you worried? And this is why I
No.
brought you on, because I wanted to talk to you about this topic specifically.
Wolfie's
Why
humble,
why
man.
would I be worried?
Your team has dropped.
Wait. You got for good answers. You need to give good questions. Worried about what? Top 3, top 4, top 5. You got to be specific.
Are you worried about not getting Champions League football from the position you're in right now?
No, why would I be worried? Look at this weekend. Newcastle are going to beat Villa. Chelsea are going to lose yet again against Fulham. I don't even need to be good right now because everyone around me is playing each other. I don't need to be good.
You gotta be careful though, Wolfie. You can say that, and I'm with you. You get me, but this
Bro, Specs, do you not have faith in your boys to beat Villa this weekend?
Oh yeah, I do, bro.
Okay,
But I'm
Falas, it's finished.
No, but I'm just saying, don't get comfortable with that. Be
But
careful,
you think
get me?
Chelsea's going to lose?
I think you're
to Fulham?
staying there anyway.
1 second. You're saying Chelsea's going to lose to Fulham.
I'm not saying lose. I don't think they win.
So are you
No,
saying
I
Chelsea's
think
not
they
going to
lose.
get top? Chelsea's not going to get top 5 in your opinion?
Nah, they're not getting that.
I'm not convinced Chelsea get top 7 because
yeah, Chelsea had
I'll
free
tell you
fall.
why. Because if they lose to Fulham are 3 points behind them.
Chelsea ain't getting champs. I don't think they're getting champs.
All right.
Chelsea and look at Fulham's recent form is WLWL. Yeah. So what's coming next?
Chelsea,
Who
are
did-
on form, man.
Chelsea are shocking. Didn't they
Cole-
lose? They lost it under
Chelsea
21 team.
have 2 wins, 2 draws, and a loss.
Chelsea
Fulham-
blew it when they didn't beat Ipswich.
Fulham have worse form than Chelsea. What are we talking about?
Yeah, but Fulham, you know Fulham, they're dodge, man.
Fulham-
They can do over anyone, bro. On the
Look
day.
at their
Fulham are-
pattern,
Fulham
man.
are-
Patterns
Fulham are
mean
at home.
stuff.
It's a local derby. Fulham at home, local derby. You know,
Fulham
I
are
can
on
see
it,
Fulham
bro.
trying to turn it on.
And Maresca
But
played a
yeah,
lot of strong
what
players.
What if you drop points to Tottenham?
And what? It doesn't matter. As long as the teams beneath us don't gain points, what does it matter?
Man City's going to get a win.
Okay, Gal, I know you're trying to run a narrative because the season's
Everton
over
ain't
and
no mug,
everything,
though,
yeah?
bro.
It doesn't matter. If you finish 2nd or 5th, it's the same thing. Tell me what's the
Bro,
difference?
you're at risk of getting 5th. You're at risk of getting out
So
of
are
the
you
fifth.
then. So are you by that narrative. So are you.
No, because I am technically clear of you.
Okay,
guys.
you think 63 points is enough for top 5?
No, I'm not saying.
Okay,
63.
so that means you are at risk, man. Liverpool are not at risk. That's all you can say. Your risk may be smaller than the others around you, yes, but you still are at risk. So don't sit there like you won something.
I think I have a 9-point gap to the team that's in 6th. I'm comfortable.
Yeah, but you're playing Newcastle still, are you not?
Yeah, but so is
Yeah, who
Chelsea.
else you got? You got a couple of stinkers in there. You got Newcastle, Chelsea. Who else?
God of Honor game coming up.
Liverpool. You've still got to play Liverpool, haven't you?
The problem you have is at Nottingham Forest, Man City and Aston Villa have been in better form than you recently. And if they continue
So
to
do you
go
think form's more important?
at this point of the season, picking up momentum can definitely help you finish stronger.
Okay, so you
guys-
think Villa and Man City are in good form, yeah?
Villa and Man City could potentially.
Okay, so with that logic of form, who wins when Man City play Villa on Tuesday? Because they can't both win.
In that case, you're right. It definitely does benefit you that they're playing each other.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. So Villa are playing Newcastle.
No, it does
tomorrow.
It doesn't benefit him if City win, though. City are closer than.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Why?
Because again, it doesn't matter 2nd or 5th. It doesn't matter. Because
depends
if Newcastle beat
if you
Villa
consider-
and then Man City beat Villa, there's your buffer.
But then, yeah, that's the
Yes,
question.
but
Do you think Villa are capable of getting Champions League football? If you do, then it knocks them out for sure. But if you don't think they're going to get it anyway, then
I think we will have a much better pick. We're all just going to sit here and show chest and what have you. I think we know Tuesday night. You're playing on Tuesday, aren't you? Against
Yeah.
Man? I think it's Tuesday. We will know Tuesday night a better outlook of this table, and it still won't be decided then.
No, but you just said look at Fulham's pattern. But when I point out your form, losing 2 games in a row, it's all of a sudden it's irrelevant.
Okay, if you want to do that, then look at every time Forest have lost 2 games in a row this season. What happened in the third game?
I don't know.
Okay. Last time we lost 2 games in a row, we then went and beat Brighton 7-0. And we've only lost 2 games in a row one other time, and we bounced back to a win.
So are you going to embarrass Tottenham on the weekend in their ground?
Well, it's not at the weekend for a start. And I don't think it'll be embarrassing. I don't think it'll be embarrassing.
It's not a hard place to go, really, anyway, to be honest.
It's not a tough place to go. They've just played.
Shout out Ahmed. Ahmed, you think Man United is going to win this weekend?
Go, bro.
Who are we playing?
Ahmed, your team's a scumbag. You got Wolves. 6 pointer. 6 pointer, Habibi. 6 pointer.
Ahmed's checked out, man. Ahmed's checked out for the season.
Ahmed, just go cut your hair, man. Ahmed, go get that haircut, man. I'll even pay for it now.
Man United are playing Wolves at home.
Yeah. Listen, we should be beating Wolves, mate. We're winning that game. Yeah, we're gonna win that game. We should be winning Europa League. That's the bare minimum. And my stance is not going to change on Amorim, even if he wins this Europa League.
And who doesn't get top 5 for you?
Who doesn't get top 5? Forest, because Wolfie's here. That's why.
We'll definitely be in Hickey. You're going to do it like that, bro. All right. Noted.
No, but Chelsea. No. On our side, I don't see.
Literally same heritage, man. Same heritage.
Wolfie,
he's backstabbing. Yeah.
Wolfie, was you disappointed though? We lost your last 2 games. Like, was you proper like thinking shit?
Bro, I'm disappointed if we lose to Real Madrid.
Wait,
I'm pissed off.
I actually want to see the table before.
Hey, you're not Arsenal. Don't say that.
Top 5.
Yeah, I know. We've won the actual Champions League twice, bro.
Sure.
I get that.
Now, Forest.
Good one.
Yeah, you know what? You know what? Yeah, City are dropping out. By the way, forget that.
City.
Yeah,
Vader, talk for your boy.
They could if they lose to Everton and then lose to Villa. They're in deep shit.
Yeah,
Hamza,
City
come back here, man.
If we lose
Hamza,
to
come
Everton,
back here. I need to hear from the City boys. Are you guys worried about top 5?
No,
Hamza's been
because
shameless this season.
I said Newcastle, I will do it, and I said it 5 weeks ago. I've been watching Chelsea for the last 10 weeks because I'm seeing who are my rivals chasing for those titles. Newcastle will do it. Nottingham Forest will do it. And I'm going to do it. So those 3 clubs here that you're seeing are going to do it. But I don't see Chelsea. I don't think. Because they've got Everton at home. Everton are tough. We got Everton. We got the 3 toughest games. Everton away, Fulham away, Aston Villa at home.
No, Chelsea's got tougher.
No.
Chelsea's
Chelsea's got a tough game, but we're next.
Chelsea's facing Newcastle.
No, he's saying his fixtures, ago. His fixtures.
Our toughest is Everton away, Aston Villa at home, and Fulham away. I said it from beginning. Everton away tomorrow is a tough game. I expect if we get a draw, it's a good result. I'm going to go pessimistic to what we've been having this season. If we lose, I expected to lose. I didn't expect to win even the likes of... I expected to beat Brighton. I did. So I think Everton away, we might lose. If I get 3 points by Everton, that's a big result. Because Everton away, you Arsenal fans have seen that you can't even beat Everton. Everton ain't easy. So I'm going there with respect. You know, if I beat Everton 3 points, I think I made it. Because I'm going to beat Wolves.
Yeah.
I'll beat Leicester. I'll beat Wolves. I'll beat these other teams at home. Yeah. I think I'll beat Bournemouth. Everton away is a tough game. I don't want to go last game of the season, Fulham away, needing to win. That's the worst scenario because you're under pressure. I need to go to that game that I know I made it. So I'm looking at Chelsea's results against Liverpool. Do me a favor. Nottingham Forest, they have to fight for them in the last game of the season. They got Newcastle away. They're fighting for top 4. They got also Man United at home.
And Fulham away.
Fulham away. Those are tough games. So Chelsea, tomorrow's they're the one that was gonna falter because I didn't expect them to draw against Ipswich. And that is the one that decided it for me. And yesterday they lost to Lega out Warsaw with a strong team.
We're a strong team.
And
they got to play again.
They put a strong team out.
Yeah.
Bro, Cole Palmer, all the boys, bro.
Yeah.
That's it. And the thing
I
is,
thought they were kids or something, man. That's
and what's
embarrassing.
crazy? Cole
Yeah,
Palmer ain't
that's
scored since
one.
Cole Palmer ain't scored since January, bro. They're my main guys. So
He is literally cold Palmer, isn't he, man?
techie, bro.
Ice cold.
Yeah, you know what?
I
don't
agree
think
with
I'll
Igal. I don't think you even need to win the next 2 games because your last 4, I think, are very winnable. Even if you lose the next 2.
We're playing Ipswich this weekend. We could beat Ipswich. Next game we play Palace, and then really and truly, it could just be like season's pretty much done from there. Focus on PSG, and if we can get to the final and beat whoever we play in the final.
Yeah, but you're in a good position, Igal, because when you play Ipswich, is the game. When you play Palace, it's the game before you play PSG. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'll rest, but Palace, that's the game before they play Villa in the cup. They're 100% resting.
Oh shit! I didn't even factor that in.
I've done all the calculations, bro. That's why I'm not worried.
Oh, Wolfie, again, normally you have this fixture list locked down like weeks in advance, man. What happened?
I know what's going on, Igal.
Bro, you want to know something? Right now, I'm still on the high of Real Madrid, and I don't think you guys noticed. We haven't won the Champions League, but I've been doing laps on many different shows, telling people get to know because they've been talking shit. A lot of people have been talking shit, and certain people were not allowed to celebrate for the first 2 days.
But Igal, you've been going around like it's an open bus parade.
If we win the Champions League, best believe.
You know what I'm saying? You're doing an open bus parade without a trophy right now.
Believe, if we win the Champions League, the first 48 hours will not be celebration. It will be just hate tweets to everybody.
Hamza.
You'll be celebrating when you win.
No, but Vader, you know me.
No, Igal's looking for validation. That's what he's looking for.
This is the thing. I know Arsenal fans. Me and you have spoken about this before. The reason why Arsenal fans give it so hard is because they've been on so many for such a long time. People have been giving it to them, and I understand why you think for the first 48. Hey, Vader, keep it.
No. I was fine.
But you have to enjoy it, man. After I saw your match reaction after. The first thing you said in your match reaction was, what's everybody saying now? What's everybody like? Just be happy with your team, man. Be happy with your team. You're missing out. You're missing out on all the fucking amazing things that go with when your team wins, and you're worried about other people don't do that.
Rax, the one thing I'm gonna say, quickly,
I'm gonna have
let me say one thing.
I'm gonna have a 7-day celebration. It's okay.
Let me say one thing. I said it to Arsenal fans, yeah. If you do win the Champions League, one thing I can say, you never won in the old format, the real Champions League that we all won it.
Facts.
And that's why we can look at
or
that.
the old proper format where only champions win.
Yeah,
man.
Everyone ever from all the way to the 50s until now
so shameless.
One format. So this format, I don't count it as a proper champion.
Hamza, that's the same with Europa, by the way.
It used to be called the European Cup, Hamza, before you got won it. And it was a knockout competition before you won it. So what are we saying now?
Before we go any further,
I think it's the old format.
Before we go any further, I just want to ask everybody. So, are we agreeing that Chelsea and Villa are going to be the 2 teams that fall out?
We don't know, but most likely, yes.
Yeah, most likely.
I think yes. Now, seeing Chelsea recently, they don't look like they're up for it. That may change.
Villa,
I gotta agree with Wolfie. This upcoming week is gonna be very telling, as well as we got to see how, because we're playing in the FA. Forest are playing in the FA.
Everton, Everton's not easy.
No, Everton's not easy. Look, you and Rax know that perfectly well. So we're gonna have to go into this game prepared and definitely try to get the 3 points. But as we go in, we got Villa, and then we got the FA Cup, and then coming out of the FA Cup, we know that emotionally there could be a drop off because one of us, between us and Forest, aren't going to be moving on to that.
If Newcastle beat Aston Villa, we got to talk about that fraud Emery. He got the most investment in January out of every club in the Premier League.
He's done well.
Wow. If Arteta doesn't win the Champions League, you need to have a conversation about Arteta.
Emery's about to bottle the he bottled the tie by making 2 bad substitutions. Disasi in the first leg and Rashford in the second leg. And then he could potentially now lose to Newcastle and be almost out of the Champions League.
Don't you lose to PSG with all this Emery talk then, Habibi? Let's be clear here. Yeah?
Oh, I'm talking about, you want to know something? I'm happy I'm facing PSG and I'm not facing Emery.
Why?
But you just called him a fraud.
That guy-
Surely you'd want to face a fraud.
That guy has hatred for us. That guy has hatred for us, like the hatred.
Yeah, y'all did him dirty. That's
And
why.
you
dirty,
got
man.
hatred for him. You just called him a fraud, despite the fact he's won
because I have
multiple
hatred
European
for him too.
titles.
The hatred goes both ways.
It's
The hatred
mutual.
goes both ways. When Aston Villa lose games, I say good evening, and I make fun of him and Emi Martinez, that waste man too.
Wow.
Wait, Gal, who's the better manager, Arteta or Emery?
Arteta is clear of Emery.
Based on what? Based on what?
Based on the fact that he can handle it at a big club.
What's he handled? What's he handled?
Based off of the FA Cup and the Community
The
Shield.
only thing Emery can do is go play for underdogs and overachieve.
So what's Arteta done then? So he's achieved our overdogs, has he? Is that what you're telling us?
Arteta's actually going for them. Arteta's actually shown.
No, I don't want what he's showing. I want to know what he's shown.
You want to know something? Until he gets over the line, we don't have nothing to show for it yet. But you're gonna see very soon. Arteta's gonna be up there and consider.
No. I want to know today. What are we? 18th of April.
Today,
as things stand, who is the better manager, Emery or Arteta?
Arteta.
Based on?
Arteta even better than Eddie Howe, bro. So I don't
Personal preference.
Arteta's not better than Eddie Howe.
Nah, bro. I've been saying, I had an argument before. Nah,
Behave yourself,
Arteta's not better than Eddie Howe. He's not better than Eddie Howe, bro. I had this argument with many of your Arsenal fans. Catch all the boys, bro. That's why you're silent a bit, because you got to think about it, gal. That's why you're thinking about it. What?
Honestly,
is Arteta clear of Howden? Is Arteta clear of him?
No. You want to know something?
Eddie Howe's better than Arteta.
I don't think you guys appreciate Arteta, and I've been saying this a lot.
No, I'm not dissing him.
I don't think most of your fan base does either, Gal.
I'm not dissing him, gal.
I'm sorry.
I'm not dissing him. I'm just saying
Sometimes it takes a long time for people to realize how much of a genius somebody is. So wait, let it marinate.
How's less time, 3 transfer windows, and no players, bro. You get me? He's won the same amount of cups as Arteta in less time, bro. With this Newcastle team, and we can't spend 700 billion, whatever you did. You get me?
I can't believe we're having a conversation between.
You're in the Champions League.
Okay, wait.
We got a League Cup.
Dreads. Let me ask him this: who's the better manager, Slot or Arteta?
But I don't. Just don't say the word genius. If you just say personal preference, then why? Look, you can say that he's better, but there's nothing to say right now that he's an absolute genius. Genius. The word genius should be reserved for the elite of the elite. Like Arteta could become a very good manager, win 2 or 3 Premier Leagues. I still don't necessarily think he consider Pep is a genius.
Egal thinks Arteta's generational, Max.
Generational.
Manager, but if Arteta's a genius, then Eddie Howe's a bloody godsend, bro.
He might become a genius. He hasn't. He's not a genius now, and we will see where he.
No, in Egal's eyes, he's a child prodigy. He's a genius in the making. He's generational.
Support his coach. It's all good.
All right, guys. Final thing. I'm gonna ask everybody. Rack, who you playing this weekend?
We are playing. Who was
Leicester,
it? I can't remember now.
Leicester.
No, it's somebody else.
And it Leicester.
Bro, it is Leicester.
You got Leicester, bro.
Okay.
Rack's already won the league. He doesn't even know.
I'm telling Rack it's Leicester. He's like, no. It's
I thought it was somebody else.
Rack, you're gonna beat Leicester today? Tomorrow.
Yeah. The real question is. Will that be the title-winning performance? Will that be the
Ipswich beat Arsenal?
What are you saying? Is it the title-winning performance?
No, I think Arsenal will get a draw against Ipswich and live to fight another day.
All right, fair.
So I think we'll win. But I think we'll win.
Guard of honor.
We're gonna have to do a guard of honor.
That is the most shameful thing that will happen.
And Igal has also agreed. Igal has also agreed for the rest of the from the point that we win the league. Igal has also agreed that every time I come on, the rest of the panel is going to give me a guard of honor as well, because that's how we roll, right?
No, he will.
That's how we roll.
No.
That's how we roll.
No.
Igal, we agreed this. Igal, we agreed this. Every time I walk in, just like Vader used to do his walk up. Remember Vader's intro, WWF style. I'm going to walk in, everyone's going to clap me, because that's how we do it. You got to be fair.
We'll maybe we do it one time, but that's it.
Especially after what you said.
I'll take it.
Especially after what you said. If you do a guards of honor and you do the guard, because you said if any other manager that beats Arteta to that league title is a sackable offense. So if the fact that you do a guards of honor for him in Anfield and clap for them as champion, that would just be shameful.
You want to know something?
I'm so glad I'm not doing
That's low.
it.
You want to know something?
so glad I'm not doing it.
In '89, when we won the league at Liverpool's ground, not only did they give us a guard of honor after
You
the
keep
game
talking about this '89.
after the game ended, they gave us the flowers that was
Michael
meant
Thomas.
for their own players. So
Yeah.
I think Arsenal's a classy club. We're gonna come there. We're probably gonna give a guard of honor, and we'll also pay our respects to the people who.
But when you have to pay your respects to Arteta, 'cause didn't he say over my dead body?
Hey,
But then he changed it now.
he's still alive in the Champions League. We win that.
Oh, he was talking about the title when he said over my dead body.
Hey, we our eyes are on a different prize that we've never won before.
Can I ask a question quickly before you wrap up? Yeah, about this Morgan Gibbs-White. I'm gonna say, is he the best player for Nottingham Forest? Is he your best player?
No.
He's not your best player.
No.
So I've been told by Man City fans that apparently he's your best player. He's your.
So
How important is he? How important is he for you?
He's important. He's a very good player, but he's not the best. Like,
Do you think he's Man City level?
Milinkovic?
No.
Is he Man City's level?
He can't shoot, bro. He can't shoot. I'll
So
tell
he
you
can't
that. now.
shoot. So what,
He
is
can
he Man
pass.
City's level?
You know what he is? He is like, you know, Bruno Fernandes for Man U. The highlights reel is always very good. He will produce the excellent pass and everything. It's the bits in between where he can be frustrating. Do you get me?
So he's not. Is he at City level? Do you think he's a Man City player, type of player?
Is he like Gallagher?
I think he can become City level. I don't think he is now.
So how much is he worth? How much do you think that they're reporting?
Forrest said 100 mil.
Failure. See, what a shame. If we sign that guy,
But isn't he a City? Wasn't he bought from City? Don't you have a buyback?
No, it wasn't from City. It's from Wolves.
Morgan
okay.
Rogers is from City. Morgan Rogers from.
Right. Sorry. Yeah. Okay.
But this guy is not. Morgan Rogers is a
Let me
better
hear
player.
from Vader. Vader, are
Straight.
you also against the signing of Morgan Gibbs-White?
Like Declan Rice at that price tag? No, I don't want him.
I think if you're gonna get him, it's probably gonna cost you 70, 75. Forrest
Waste of money. Waste.
I think, like, look, if you're looking at him against Wirtz, there's no contest, bro.
No, I
Do you know what I'm
think Turkey's worth 25 million.
Turkey's got a release clause, doesn't he, of 28, 29, man.
28 million, and then
If you went and bought
million.
Morgan Gibbs-White, I want Turkey and the money on top. That's fine by me. But don't get me wrong. Look, Morgan Gibbs-White, let me give you his pluses and his minuses. His work rates are the best on the pitch. He works so hard on the pitch. He'll track back. He'll do everything. His passion is right up there. His passing is very good and is very bad as well. Okay? He always tries to Travella a pass out wide. Instead of playing for me, if he did less, he would do more. Yeah? Instead of making a nice, comfortable side foot pass 5 yards to the next player, he wants the Travella pass out wide every time or something like that.
Wow.
When it comes off, it looks beautiful. But it will come off 1 in 4. His shooting is abysmal. Abysmal. I don't know how many goals he scored this season. I would definitely guess it's less than 5.
Only 4 goals.
Yeah. And one of them was because Onana got out the way at Old Trafford. Yeah, it was just a weak shot that went straight down the middle. Let's not forget that.
What's wrong with Florian Wirtz? Why aren't you getting him anymore?
He's going Bayern.
No. We should be getting Florian Wirtz, especially if they're refusing KDB the contract. You refuse KDB the contract, you lose a player of a magnitude of KDB.
You think KDB?
Listen, you sign players like Nunes, Calvin Phillips, Sergio Gomez, and then you go and still get me an Audi type of signing. Audi.
Hamza, what's going to happen is, if it does happen, I don't think it will, but if it does, you will give us McAtee as part of a deal. McAtee plus cash. That's what will happen.
McAtee's cold, bro.
I'm starting to worry about my recruitment. If we don't get Wirtz and we go for this guy as our sole signing, we should be getting for Reinders.
Listen, Hamza, don't get me wrong. He's a very good player, yeah? In a more attacking team, he could shine even more. I just worry about his shooting. What I'm saying is he's not the complete package.
He doesn't score enough goals.
He doesn't score enough goals.
Enough.
I think he's got 9 assists off the top of my head. I'm not sure. Seven. Okay,
you know what, guys? There's another topic I forgot to mention. Jürgen Klopp to Real Madrid. I wanted to talk about that.
That's a force. It's been
shut down.
Alonso's
Well, what do you mean it got shut down?
It's Alonso.
Fabrizio
They're talking about
came out and said,
Yeah, but let's talk about it anyway. Don't worry.
What do you mean it got shut down? It was bullshit.
Fabrizio said his agent came out and said, "No, he's happy. Where he's at?
Very
He's
cool.
happy."
Yeah, Leipzig. Well, the
He's happy at
Red Bull.
Today,
that
just
just
came
means
out.
the
Bro.
money's not right yet.
I think
Who
Alonso
got
will probably
that?
go Madrid. I think
No.
Alonso will probably go there.
You gotta be Alonso.
We'll see. We'll see.
Or
Yeah.
Arteta, if he's genius. Maybe they'll want him.
Hey, we did show him what we're made of. Maybe they will want him. But Arteta's
Never
a
know.
Barca graduate. He wouldn't want to go there.
He grew up. Is he Sociedad's guy? Is he Basque?
No, he's a Barcelona
Basque.
academy player.
That's good.
Basque by reject from Barcelona and reject from
He was a
PSG.
Barcelona academy player, and
Yeah.
Pep was his idol at the time, and he was in the first team. So yeah. Anyways, let's go on to the final thing. Rack, your boy Van Dijk is staying. No surprise. How you feeling?
Look, as I said, if Trent stays and if Salah stays, we will be there next season. I'm very confident now, and I expect us to strengthen considerably. Anybody thinks they're going to walk the Premier League title, they'll have to go through us.
That is the biggest statement you've made in a while.
So you trust FSG? Is that what you're telling us?
He's FSG in, don't you know?
That's not strictly speaking true. What I will say is that I think our recruitment team is solid, and I think we will spend. All the noises coming out of the club are that we will spend, and we will strengthen well.
You know the problem with Liverpool? I don't think they have that pull, even with the title. I'll be honest with you. I don't think they've got that pull.
You're entitled to your opinion, Wolfie.
And I think a lot of people agree with me. And I'll tell you why. I just haven't seen them move anything.
Unfortunately, they're all
They
wrong.
got the pull, bro. They got the pull, man.
When? Tell me when was their pull? They can get Casado ahead of Chelsea.
And look
Did
how that
they?
worked out.
Okay.
They didn't get Lavia. It doesn't matter if it works or not. It's about the pull.
Now it does.
But Wolfie, what's most important? Tell me what the most important thing is in football.
And it's money as
Winning.
well, so it's wages.
Okay, I'll leave it at that.
Money comes in.
Yeah, but are you going to be naive to say that over the last 4 windows, it's been kind of poor pull from Liverpool? Where you've gone heads up with other clubs?
Not really poor pull. I think.
Who have you beaten to?
If you're going to ask me a question, let me finish
Go
answering
on,
first.
go on.
Okay. So, I don't think we've done enough in recruitment, but I believe we will now. And last season, I think Richard Hughes had just come in. Michael Edwards come back. They got the most important. They got the most important thing right. They brought in Arne Slot.
Hey.
That gives them more time.
Yeah, but you're still not answering the question, are you? You've pulled no one, which is my question in the last 4 windows, above another club. I'd go as far as to say,
would it be fine if we recruited somebody and we weren't going up against somebody? Would that be okay?
Like who?
Up against another team that doesn't really make a
Well,
difference.
no, it wouldn't be okay.
As long as we buy the players that we need, I'm fine. Whether they're stars, whether they're world class, whether they're known or whether they're unknown.
But were you saying this in August last year? Were you happy with your recruitment and your pull?
I wasn't. There's a difference between recruitment. There's a difference between pull. As long as the recruitment is as long as the recruitment is done, then I don't really care where the players come from. As long as they come and they step up. Well,
but I'll be real with you, and
we did enough. We did enough to win the league.
But I'll say this, right? I don't think, even as winners now, and I've seen you've had some links with Geordie's boy Isak. I don't think you've got the pull to get him out of Newcastle.
No, they got the pull, bro, but I don't think they can afford him.
I don't think Isak.
He's gonna go Liverpool, bro. But
you know one thing we gotta say.
Wait, hold on. Why?
People in the chat, do me a favor. We got over 230 people.
I'll answer that
We're 20 likes away from getting to 100. Hit that like button right now. Let's get to at least to 100.
If I'll go a step further as well, if Arsenal had won the league, I think they could have pulled Isak out of Newcastle.
But me personally, I think we'll choose Liverpool over Arsenal.
He's not wearing the 14 for no reason. We know that.
But I don't. If you had to go, I think you'd pick.
Turns out he is wearing
but he ain't going
for no reason.
What?
Turns out he is wearing for 14 for no reason.
No,
he's not going to Arsenal, according to you.
No,
Right?
he's wearing
So,
the number 17 'cause
Newcastle are
he's
going places, isn't it? So that's probably
He's
pushing
yeah,
it
idol.
back.
look,
He's idol for
ultimately, I think if Newcastle get Champions League football, it becomes very, very difficult because they're going to want
I
the
don't think it's going
150
nowhere,
M's or
period,
something
bro.
like that.
I ain't
And
spending
Bro,
that money.
you guys,
I wanna
you
see
guys
Newcastle.
Newcastle
shouldn't
is
give
the
Mo
money.
Mason Mount.
Bro,
Hmm?
You guys
Liverpool, I
didn't
think,
get Mason Mount when you wanted him, remember?
Okay, yeah.
but Liverpool,
Was
more
that
importantly,
was that a
who's
good thing or a
leaving, bro?
bad
You
thing?
agree with me, Agal? Like,
That was a
do-
good.
do-
That was
they
a
have a
good
certain
thing.
pull, but they haven't got
and
the pull.
I don't hear that, man. That's mad.
Liverpool,
this is the most
Liverpool
bizarre
are the biggest.
conversation I've had in a long
Liverpool
time.
are the most successful club in England, but when it comes to transfers, they are not. They're like Tottenham. They don't really go and fight
Okay,
with
okay.
people.
I think
All
that's
right.
fair.
And they're still doing bits though, bro.
No,
I can't
So
believe I got
maybe
to do this.
This is where I give them credit, because with them not going out there and splashing the cash like a Chelsea, Man United, or even Man City, and not ever getting into transfer fights with other people, they find a way to recruit a team that's able to win 2 league titles.
Yeah, we're not disputing that, Agal. We're not disputing that. They can even get Caicedo from Chelsea.
we set a price that we will pay for a player, and we don't pay for that price.
You
And
went
what that
high on
means, we lose.
Caicedo.
No, we didn't. We
How
went
much did
higher
you
than
go?
Chelsea. No, we
110
went to
million.
we paid we went 100. I think it was 105, and Chelsea went to
Yeah.
115. I think that was it.
and it's the
But we
wages,
kept-
bro.
but-
Don't get twisted, bro.
And we didn't go higher.
Yeah.
But
And listen,
we have lost out on players. But like same thing happened. Look, Man City did it with Van Dijk. We saw in the documentary, right? We were willing to pay that bit more. Ultimately, we got the player for better or for worse. If Van Dijk hadn't worked, then we would.
Are we going back to Van Dijk the last time you had Paul? Is that for real?
But I'm saying the reason why we got Van Dijk probably, maybe not the only reason, but was because we paid more. But we will pay more based on our valuation, not on anybody else's valuation.
You know something? Trent solves a lot of problems for Real Madrid creativity wise. You guys now have a big hole when it comes to creativity.
I think that's fair. I think we need to find that from somewhere else. But we'll see. I'm going into the summer. I'm very confident. I think next season the league is there. I think Arsenal will challenge. I think City will get better, but we'll be there.
See, this is the problem with
Liverpool.
Guys, do me a favor. Hit that like button. Come on. There's over 230 of you guys. How do we only have 88 likes?
Man.
Yeah,
What
let me say this real quick, because Rax, he's not going to do this now, but he will get to the point where he's going to admit that Trent has been overrated. This all creativity. He's a right back that you're leaned on for creativeness.
We can't defend.
You know what I mean? Come on, there's going to be a point where Rax is going to be like, you know what?
Just like Pep did with Cancelo, right? Just like Pep did with Cancelo.
Yeah, and we saw the flaws in Cancelo. I would never go so far to say he was the best ever. Was he good? Yes. But this whole over relying on Trent, Rax, like I said, not now. But over time, he's going to be like, you know what? I had to back my guy. He was my player, but he really wasn't that important.
He played a big part of it. He played a very big part while he was at Liverpool. Like, he played a part, bro.
Attacking-wise, not defensively.
Yeah, exactly.
Huh?
He was great in attack.
Getting something out of him, though, whether it's defense.
But the thing is, if you want to be a ball-dominant, front-footed, attacking team, you are going to have the ball much in an attacking sense, much more than you are going to have to play off the ball and be defensive. So you may have like a split of 70-30. Do you want to have a player who can maximize your forward output 70% of the time? Or
yeah, no, Rax, I hear it.
It makes more sense. Now, don't get me wrong. If you put Trent at, I don't know, someone who is a much more defensive, that obviously wouldn't fit. Absolutely, he's not the best one-on-one defender. But ultimately, the same like you see with Pep. The reason why these guys they stick to their core plan and they don't really go against it too much is because they spend all their time getting players and getting teams to buy into their plan.
Okay,
but Rex, this isn't us as outsiders saying that. This is an internal debate. You can't deny that. There is a Trent debate amongst the Liverpool fans. Is he good enough or not?
Is there
not really.
There is.
Well, I mean,
he's rated in attack, not rated
do you think if you asked 100%, if you asked 100 Liverpool fans, do you think people would say actually he should go?
Now they would.
Well, that's different.
Pride will kick in, isn't it? Now
okay. All things being equal, I think most people, not even most people, I think the vast majority, 90+% of people would want him to stay.
The
Who's
truth is coming
better,
out, Rex.
a fit Reece James or a Trent?
In Liverpool's team, Trent all day long.
Listen, we saw the best of Trent when Jordan Henderson was doing the dog work. Now, obviously,
Yeah.
Slot has used him differently. Slot has also
Yeah,
subbed him
true.
off when it's to see out the rest of the games and not suffer
True,
any
true.
lapses in judgment defensive, so we can see his flaws. I'm just saying, Rax, not today. You're not going to do it today. Later on, you can be like, hey, Vader, you know what? I had to back Trent. He really wasn't
I'll
that good.
DM, I'll DM you. Yeah, I'll DM you.
Yeah, you'll DM me, not on the
All right.
stream. I got you.
Guys, we're gonna have to wrap it up here, but Wolfie, big up Specs, big up Ahmed, big up Hamza, big up everybody here. Guys, we're gonna raid Saad's channel. So what you guys need to do is you guys need to tell Saad Kai Havertz is coming back to win us the Champions League. He hates Kai Havertz. So in the chat, be like, Kai's coming back to win us the Champions League or something across that line. But big up everyone in the chat. Do me a favor, please do like the video on your way out and go check out Saad's channel and tell him Kai Havertz is going to win Arsenal the Champions League. He's going to hate it. Anyways, actually, he might like it, but
I mean, if he wins you the Champions League, that'll be
But
two
it
London
doesn't-
teams.
but it
He's won the
doesn't-
Champions League for, right? You can't hate it too
bro,
much.
there could be a situation where 3 clubs in London are having European trophy parades.
Oh shit! That's. Can you imagine Spurs and Arsenal and Chelsea all having trophy parades?
And two in North London, like right next
Chelsea
to
wouldn't do it. They can't. Chelsea can't flex the Conference League. That's not going to work for them.
They have to. Those players never won shit. Anyways, we're gonna wrap it up here. Wolfie, bro, thank you for coming on. Specs, Vader, and of course Rack, and everybody here. You guys have yourselves a wonderful day. Please do like the video on the way out, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.